Hello, everyone. The winter holidays are coming up soon, so there's something that keeps bugging me a little bit every year for maybe the past 10 years when the winter holidays come is I've been trying to think of a song or songs that I can consider a modern day holiday classic or standard. Now, I'm going to use classic and standard interchangeably. But what I'm getting at with let me define this. So a standard or a classic holiday song to me would be one, be original. So it can't be like a cover of an existing song, holiday song, or a remake, remix, anything like that. Nothing like that at all. It has to be totally original. Okay. Number two, it has to be popular. Obviously, when it first came out, it has to be a hit, and it has to be a perpetual hit. So it would have to be played every winter holiday. You know, basically you'll hear it all the time. And number three, people will have to know it. The artist maybe I'll give a pass on that, but usually they would have to know who sang it. But they would also have to know how to sing it, or at least sing parts of it, so they're familiar with the song. If they can sing parts of it, whether it's the chorus, they know the song. So to me, that's what a standard would be for a holiday song standard or Christmas song standard, whatever you want. Holiday would be the PC way of saying it. But let me take this back a little bit. So as a little kid, growing up, there's every station near the holidays would play, Christmas music and things like that, even the top 40. But when growing up, even the top 40 music, they would play stuff way back. So now, the music you would hear, the songs like White Christmas and so forth, would be played on practically every station. And to me, music like that I consider a standard because, again, everyone knows it. Everyone can sing at least parts of it. They would usually know who sang it, and it's played every time winter holidays come up around that time. Now, the best example of standards would be actually all the songs on the Billboard Greatest Hits. There's two volumes to that, two CDs. Volume one would be from I think 1938 through 1954, and the second volume would be 1954 through the end, whenever they released that CD. I think it was like late 80s. So you're basically getting the late 30s through the late 80s. And then songs on there, I consider every song on those two CDs, I consider standards, winter holiday standards. So again, got White Christmas, Feliz Navidad, songs like that. Everyone knows, they know how to sing it. You hear it all the time. You know it. Okay. I On a side note, I got some. I don't have the Billboard ones. They were pretty much the de facto route to go with the holiday standards, the Christmas song standards. I got something similar that kind of supplements that. It's more than that. It's a superset. It's the Time Life version of it. It's called Time Life Treasury at Christmas. This also has two volumes, but each volume has two CDs, so double double the CDs. Plus, each CD has a lot more music. Now, on this set has everything that Billboard has, but also a lot of other songs that I'm familiar with, and sometimes I'm unfamiliar with. And so, not every song on this set I would consider a standard, but okay, it is what it is. No problem at all. Okay, so going back, so Billboard actually went through 89, I assume, or late 80s, okay? When I was thinking the 80s, I was like, man, they missed one song. And that song, for sure, I consider it a standard, a holiday standard, is Last Christmas by Wham, George Michael. That's a song that I think came out early 80s, and that's just been played nonstop. Every year you would hear that song. You know it when it comes up. You know who sings it. you know the lyrics, you know the song immediately, and it's played frequently every winter holiday season. Not only that, I think there's a bunch of covers within the past 15 years or so I've heard on Last Christmas. So that's, to me, it's a standard. I think the reason why it wasn't on the Billboard was because, it takes time to know, kind of like a Hall of Fame thing. You got to give it time to see and adjust to see if that song is really that popular, not just, like comes out and it's popular and then it just falls off. Not like that, but definitely like the Wham song Last Christmas, I would consider standard. Now, going back to earlier when I mean modern day holiday song standard. Okay, I define the standards. Modern day is a little tricky. So I would have started off with Wham, okay, and Last Christmas as a modern day classic. Now, when I think about it, I was thinking through basically all the songs that came out since then, all the holiday songs, and what really stood out was really there's only one song that stood out since then. And that's Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. That song. Everyone knows it. Everyone's heard of it. A lot of people are sick of it maybe because it's being played nonstop when it comes out. I think that's Mariah's best song every year in terms of sales. She probably makes the most money off of that song than any other song in her entire catalog. And that's pretty impressive. I mean, just because of the holiday season, song just constantly comes out. So I redefined my definition of modern day to post Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. So I think that came out early 90s, maybe 93, 94, not exactly sure. So let's say any holiday song after Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, I would consider it modern day. And I'm not going to include Mariah Carey because we already know. And if you don't already know, I'm going to define it for you. That's a Christmas standard, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a standard. Now, since Mariah Carey, we got what, like 20, 30, or close to 30 years? Maybe, yeah, 30 years of music to go off. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you can't tell what a standard is. And you got to give it time, right? Maybe 5-10 years or so to see if the song first came out, it might have been popular, but you got to give it over time. Is it being played constantly as my other criterias on winter holidays 5, 10, 20 years afterwards, like the Billboard volumes 1 and 2 standards are? Because you still hear that, but that it's a little tough. So you kind of have to extrapolate a little bit. But even so, even starting after Mariah Carey, I couldn't think of much, okay? I think mainly because artists these days, since then, Christmas music is not really as emphasized or as important to artists, current artists, future artists, as it was way back then. There could be a lot of reasons to it, but I think it's just not really emphasized at all. So even a popular artist may have or may not even have a Christmas album or a holiday album. So it is what it is. I think that's a major reason why, first of all. Given that, take that into context, I still think there are a couple. Actually, one I think would be considered a modern day standard. And another one, I would give it honorable mention and give it 5 more years, and then maybe I would reconsider it to be a standard. And I'll play these 2 songs for you. The first one I'll play is what I think is already a modern day holiday song standard. This is it. Okay, so that's Ariana Grande's Yeah. Sorry about that, but that's Ariana Grande's Santa Tell Me. I think this came out in 2013, 2014, around there. Now, when this same song came out, it was constantly played, hands down, across the top 40 and so forth. But even now, every year when I hear holiday music, whether it's from the radio or like going to stores and stuff like that, I'm not talking about just my own collection, obviously, but the public and the general public, this song gets played. I always hear it. So it's got to me, it fulfills all the criteria. It's a hit song. Seems like everyone, at least I know, knows about it, heard of it. They may not know it's Ariana Grande, but they know the song. And it gets frequent play every holiday season, winter holiday season. So to me, this is a standard. You may not think it is, but I think it is, based off that criteria. And I like the song too. So anyway, it has nothing to do with I like or I don't like, but I like it too. So I'm just letting you know. Now, my honorable mention would be this. And I'll explain why I think it's honorable mention, not a standard yet. It's this song. Okay, so that one was Kelly Clarkson's Underneath the Tree. I think it came around the same time as Ariana Grande, so yeah, around there, maybe a little earlier, I don't know, but that song was a huge hit when it first came out too. I think they had like a TV special and so forth for that. And I like the song as well. And I think it's been played quite a bit, not too long afterwards, a few years afterwards. Now, the problem is I barely hear this song, if at all, on radio or going to stores or anything like that. And it could be coincidence that I don't hear it, but it's like Ariana Grande, I hear her like, at least 2-3 times a day, where Kelly Clarkson, sometimes I haven't heard at all. So again, it could be locale or something like that too. I don't know. Maybe in the South she would be played more. Could be. Who knows? But that's the only reason why I'm stopping that from calling it a modern day holiday song standard, is because of the frequency. I just never heard this song played, at least as frequent as this. I mean, I've heard the Billboard 1930s through 80s songs played more than Kelly Clarkson. So that's what I'm getting at. Now, can it be a standard in another 5 years and I maybe hear it more? Yes, sure. I mean, no doubt about it. So that's why I'm kind of holding off a little bit, still giving it honorable mention. That's pretty much it. But this is the only other song I can think of that may reach or at least be considered a modern day holiday song standard. Now, I'm going to play another song that is my favorite post Mariah Carey, so the modern day part, but it's not a standard, it's not a classic, but I did enjoy it, especially when it came out, and it's never played, at least this particular one from this group, and I'll play it for you. Okay, so that was NSYNC. Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. I don't know, something about that. It's more It's more like almost like a dance version of a Christmas song, and that's why I like it, because usually Christmas holiday music, it's either kind of slow, or kind of like the Kelly Clarkson type thing, kind of not mid, but like mid tempo, that kind of thing, kind of traditional sounding. This one has more of a dance, like a really dance beat, like NSYNC style. Their upbeat stuff. This song kind of matches what they've done in the past, as for their upbeat stuff. So that's why I kind of like it. Actually, I really like it. This is my favorite post Mariah Carey holiday song. Yeah, I'll say it out loud. It's not a standard. I barely hear it. Like I said, barely hear it these days. But that's my favorite. But anyway, tell me what you think. You would consider a modern day holiday song standard or classic, right? And again, this is after Mariah Carey, after her All I Want for Christmas Is You. So let me know what you think. Appreciate it. Bye.